Okay, guys, welcome and good morning to another Friday recorded Pilates class. We'll be working with just our bodies this morning, so let's go ahead and get started. We'll begin lying on our back, the knees bent and feet grounded to the floor. Let's just start this morning with the feet out a little bit wider than shoulder width, and then letting the knees gently fall towards each other. What that does is it helps to start to really open up and release your lower back. From there, just having the arms stretched down beside you, slightly pulled away about 45 degrees. The palms will then face up to roll your shoulders open, and then once they've opened, lightly pressing the backs of your shoulders to the ground, which will broaden you across your chest space. The crown of your head reaching to the back of your workspace as if you're always holding nicely a tennis ball between your chin and chest. The eyes then close, bringing the focus inward. Begin by taking a deep, slow inhale through your nose, and then a long and steady exhale out through your mouth, letting the breath just fall out of your body. Breathing in, make sure to fill all the way up. And then when you exhale, make sure to empty out completely, so you no longer can. When you breathe in, feel the ribs expanding outward as your lungs fill up. Exhale, knit the ribs back together as you squeeze a breath out from start to finish. A light, easy inhale through your nose. Now a stronger, powerful, forceful exhale through your mouth, as if forcing air through a straw. Physically, when you breathe in, the belly will rise and the core muscles stay relaxed. When you force the breath out with power, those muscles begin to engage, right? So feel this contraction and firming up of your belly. Continue to stay here with this breath and focus on building up the relationship between the breath and your core, as they are directly related. The more effort and energy you bring to your exhale means more effort and energy you bring to the strengthening of your powerhouse. Let's take 4 more cycles of breath here. Try to pull your abs in even deeper each time you breathe out. Stay focused in this moment. Be present and mindful to the mind-body connection. After your last cycle of breath, I'll have you gently open up the eyes. The feet are going to stay out a little bit wider than shoulder width. The knees are going to separate to become equidistant with the ankles. And then you're going to take your arms out to a T with the palms faced up. You want to feel the backs of your arms, shoulders, and shoulder blades all rooted firm to the floor. Then next, you'll inhale to lower your legs to the right side of your workspace. Firm up your belly and pull the legs slowly back to center. Exhale. Breathing in, the legs lower to the right. Firm it up and pull it up slow, breathing out. You'll continue to go back and forth here, linking and moving along with your breath. The side-to-side movement of your legs will help to warm up the lower back, and it will also help with the hip mobility here, warming into the hip flexors. This also is a subtle core exercise, so the legs should actually feel like they're just along for the ride, and your abdominal strength does most of the work to bring the legs back to their centered position. Let's do 1 more to the right, 1 more to the left, just to even yourself out here. Last time, over to the left. Nice and slow. And then firm it up, pull it up, exhale to center. Once you've centered yourself, step the feet in so they're hip width, knees the same, arms down beside you. Let's take a breath in. Firm the lower belly, exhale, lift your feet off the ground and very slowly draw the knees to your chest. Then place your hands on your knees. Start to slowly draw circles with your legs, both moving in the same direction along with each other as you roll out and massage out your SI joints, the backs of your hips, which are just above your tailbone. And then go ahead and pause and reverse the direction. And then go ahead and gently come back into still. Now when you breathe in, you're going to separate your legs and open them up. Exhale, sweep around and back in, drawing them together. We'll do that a few times. Inhale, opening up. Exhale, circling through. Continue with your thigh stirs here. We're working on the mobility of hips while massaging hip flexors. The opening of your legs is the most important part, and then that kind of circling through is really shallow and your hands do the work. Let's do a couple more. One last time, opening on an inhale, circling around, bringing together, exhale. Keep the knees to your chest. Take the arms back out to a T, and then breathe in. Press the arms in, anchor down. When you exhale, lower your legs to the right, look over your left shoulder, spinal twist. Then breathe into the rotation. Use your core strength, exhale to transition to the other side, legs to the left while looking over the right shoulder. Then inhale into the twist. Switch to the other side, then breathe in. Again, switching. Let's do one more to each. Inhale here. Exhale. Be mindful to control this throughout the whole thing. Here's our last. Breathe in. This time as we exhale, lift legs through center, head through center. Once you've centered here, gently return your feet to the floor. And then let's lift our arms up to the sky next. Have the palms facing each other. Make sure your hands are only shoulder width distance apart. When you breathe in, shrug your shoulders off the floor, lift your fingertips higher to the ceiling. And then exhale, anchor the shoulders back down into their sockets. Shoulder slaps, we'll do it a few more times. Inhale, shrug up. And then exhale, plug in. Couple more times. When we shrug up on an inhale, we generally want to avoid this positioning of our arms during practice. When we plug in, this is what we essentially want to achieve throughout. Once more, reach it up high, inhale. Notice the chest kind of caves in, and then when you plug in, the chest opens up and stays broad. Let's keep the anchoring down of shoulder heads. Let's next inhale, reach both arms behind you, seal the ribs down and imprint your spine. When you exhale, open arms out wide and sweep them back beside you. Fingertips now stretch to your heels. Again, breathing in, reaching overhead, tight belly here. Exhale, circle out and down. Let's do two more. The movement stems from your shoulder joints. One last time, inhaling overhead, belly strong. Exhale, circle out and down and let the arms relax beside you. Next, we'll take the right ankle and cross it over left knee, flex the foot, take your right hand to the inner thigh, and then gently press out with the leg. Pushing it out is just going to really help to open up the space to the hip. From here, any variation of figure four that feels best for your body. If you're deciding to hold on to your left leg, make sure, again, those shoulders plug down. If you are deciding you want to offer a little bit of movement, make sure it's slow, that you can then focus on the shift and change of stretch within the hip and glute region on your right side. Make sure the chin is still fist distance from chest, and that you just breathe deeply and fully here. Wonderful. If you were in movement, you're just going to gently come back into still. If your left leg were lifted up, return the foot to the floor. Let's reach the right leg next to the sky. Hold the back of the leg with both hands and anchor your tailbone to the floor. Press forward first with leg to get all the length, and then pull in to get into the stretch. Breathing into the hamstring here. Make sure the anchor point is still active within tailbone and that your knee did not start bending. If it had, you've lost stretch. So make sure the leg is nice and long. While you are holding on to this stretch, flex your foot heel to sky. And then point your toes. Again, heel to the sky, stretching calf. Pointing toes for the shin and top of foot. We'll do that one last time. Flexed foot. Pointed toes. Good. Relax the foot. Release the stretch. Bend your knee, foot to floor. Let's do the other side, starting with our hip. Left ankle over right knee. Energy through the heel. Hand to the inner thigh, pushing out and away. Once opened, again, any variation you would like to take here. It doesn't have to be the same way you did on your right side. So just be mindful that your body may need different things. Just allowing for that to happen. Shoulders soften, back of neck long, breath big. Make sure that your left leg is still actively pushing away from your body. And you're just noticing what's happening to that left hip. Then if you were in movement, you're going to go ahead and come back into still. If you had lifted up the right foot, returning it down, lifting your left leg to sky. Hold from behind, anchor down. Push forward into the hands first for length, then pull back for stretch. Breathing into that hamstring. Deep inhales, long exhales. Again, make sure the leg is long. So always think the back of your knee is trying to push forward throughout this stretch. As you hold on, I want you to flex the foot now, heel to sky. And then point your toes. Again, heel to sky. And point. Once more, flex the foot. Point the toes. Then relax your foot. Release the stretch. Excuse me, sir. Bend your knee. Take your foot to the ground. Bodhies. Come on, bud. Right here. Come on. Sorry, guys. Shoot. Get out of here. Thank you. Okay. All right. So stretching is complete. Knees and feet lined up with your hips. Let's take the arms to the sky with palms faced forward. Fingers up, shoulders down. Take a breath in. Belly pulls in and it starts to lift up your head, neck, and shoulders, exhaling as the arms press down to a hover beside you. And then lower back to the floor. Breathe in, restack arms above shoulders. Exhale, belly strong, peel up, arms smoothly transition down to hover. And then release to the floor again. Breathe in. We'll do 4 more of these. 4, as you come up, eyes to navel, shoulders into sockets. Return down, breathe in. 3 more. Inhale to release. Twice more. One last time, lifting up. This time staying lifted. Turn your palms to face the sky. Curl your wrists in. Curve your arms just subtly, but keep the arms low to the floor. Inhale, keep the shape of arms, start to open them out. And then exhale, squeeze them back in. Isolated to arms, everything else stays steady. Inhale, arms open. Squeeze it out. Let's do 2 more. One last. Good, squeeze it out, exhale. And then lower to the ground. Knees to chest, hands on knees, rock gently side to side to rest. All right, let's come back into still. Let's take the legs next to tabletop. Really important, the knees are above your hips. More often than not, the knees pull in closely. We're not really doing a whole lot of work here. So in order to get the core to be active, push the thighs away, feel your tailbone drop in. You're going to know exactly when you're in 90, your core is active to protect your lower back within this space. Arms, they can either be close beside, pressed to the floor. If you're wanting more support, to T, pressed to floor. If you're wanting less, stacked arms above shoulders. When you breathe in, keep the shape of your legs, just start to lower your right leg downward. Perhaps the heel or toe can tap floor, but it's not necessary. It does. Exhale, core strength to bring the leg only back to tabletop. So be mindful, the knee is going to continually want to draw in closer. Left leg then lowering to a level you can control and maintain. Then exhale, those core works to pull up. Refrain from using your hip flexors. Right side again, lowering with resistance, control it. Exhale, use your core and breath power, yeah? Inhale, because they're partners. Exhale, draw the left leg back to starting point. Let's do one more to each right side. Left side, breath in. Breath out, stacking, and then once both knees are stacked to hips, they draw in, the hands come to the knees, and you rock gently side to side. All right, so we're just warming up our body with a little bit of core strengthening. All right, let's come back into still. The knees are to the body. Let's take the left leg and extend it away. Whoops, wrong side. Left leg extends out. Higher to sky, more ease. Lower to the floor, more intensity. You can keep the arms beside you, or you can take the arms out to T for more, or lift the arms up for less. Now when you breathe in, switch your legs. Left leg in, right leg long, and then exhale to switch. One breath, one movement here. Inhaling, exhaling. Legs should move straight in and out like pistons rather than cycling them through. Inhale, steady the movement just to your legs. Exhale, everything else is a statue. 4 more. 4. Reach to those toes. 3 more. Breath in, breath out. Twice more. Inhale, core strong. Exhale. Once more. Breath in, breath out. Then both knees to body, hands on knees, rocking movement to recover. All right, let's come back into stillness. Let's take the feet to the ground and then slide the legs all the way to the floor. As you slide out, push through the heels, lift up the toes, and squeeze your legs together tightly. Then take the arms overhead behind you. As you do that, the ribs always like to pop, so seal them in and imprint your spine. As you inhale, begin to peel your arms, head, and shoulders off the ground. Then exhale, slowly pull the body all the way upright to seated. Then you'll hinge gently over the legs to get a deep back body stretch. Sit nice and tall when you breathe in. Look straight away as you exhale to tuck your tailbone, round your back, scoop out your belly, and return slowly to the ground. Don't let your legs relax. They are strong for a purpose. We start again. Inhaling, begin your movement. About the tips of your shoulder blades is when you want to exhale to pull your body upright, stack up nice, hinge to fold and stretch. Head is heavy, shoulder blades pull down, and arms are elevated, level with thighs. Stack up on an inhale. Make sure to look straight ahead coming down so that the chin doesn't start to press into the chest. We'll do a couple more. Pull up slower than you'd like. Force your muscles to work for you rather than momentum. Hinge and feel the fingertips stretch to your toes, but the shoulder blades pull down to your tailbone. Stacking upright. And then rolling down one vertebra at a time. Reconnect back to the earth. Last one here. We'll sit upright on the inhale. We're going to stay seated. We're just going to exhale to lower the arms down beside us. You're going to stay as you are. I'm just taking a quarter turn to face the camera just so you can see me a little bit more easily with the next couple of movements. So we're going to stay in this seated position. And if you're finding that really challenging for your body to kind of sit upright or feeling you're pulling your hip flexors or your lower back is being yanked a little bit, if you bend your knees, it can kind of allow all those things to ease up. It can allow you to sit up taller. It can release the pressure of hip flexors in your lower back. Either way, though, feet are flexed and legs are squeezed together. We're going to take our arms into a genie position in front of our body. Make sure the arms line up directly with the shoulders rather than above or below them. Once the arms are in genie position, pull your shoulder blades down your back and lift your chest up. Pull your belly in for support. Now from here on out, the arms never leave this actual position in front of you. They will, of course, move only because your torso is moving. Let's take an inhale, get a little bit taller. Take a little twist to your right when you breathe out. It's a small movement. Never let your arms lead anything. They're frozen, remember? Yeah, come back through center on an inhale. Exhale, you're using your waistline strength to move your body over to the left. Eyes stay at the horizon. Come back through center. Now think about getting taller as you twist to your right. So as if there were a string at the crown of your head pulling you towards the sky. Center, breathe in. Now make sure that you don't over twist and shift your legs. So keep the legs steady. Sits bones equally rooted. Come back through center. Let's do one more to each. As if you're wringing out a wet towel here. Squeeze it all out. Centering, inhaling. One last time over to the left. Good, come back through center. And then on your exhale, uncross arms, melt forward. Let your feet relax, arms and head relax. Inhale into the back body, deep breath in. Long breath out. Again, breath in big. When you breathe out, begin to roll yourself back up to seated. Once you have, flex your feet again. Take the arms directly out in front, palms face down, fingers spread out. Hands shoulder width distance. Chest up, shoulder blades down your back. Good posture. We'll be strengthening upper back muscles, lats, and also working with some shoulder cuff rotative movements. So on your breath in now, you're going to bend your elbows and you're going to pull back. You're going to feel this between your shoulder blades. My elbows have not dropped. My elbows are still in line with my shoulders. Then when I breathe out, externally rotating for those rotator cuffs to lift your fingertips up to the sky. Now my arms are 90 degrees. Then I'm going to press the palms down towards the floor, but my wrists are only going to come down to elbow and shoulder level. Then on your exhale, straighten the arms back out in front of you. So imagine you're holding onto two heavy ropes. You're going to pull those heavy ropes back, elbows stay in line with shoulders. Then you're going to lift those ropes to the sky. Then you're going to guide the ropes down closer to the floor. And then you're going to push those ropes away. Let's do two more of these. Pull on an inhale. Externally rotate, exhale. Internal rotation, inhale. Extend forward, exhale. One last time. Pull back, breathe in. Shoulder blades. Lats and shoulder cuff, lift. Press down, breathe in. Extend forward, breathe out. And then melt again. Fall over gently the thighs. Let your feet relax and your arms and your head relax. Breath in. Breath out. Once more, breath in. Rolling again to seated as you exhale. Once you've sat up, go ahead and extend the arms forward again, but this time have your palms facing each other. Having the legs fully extended if they had a little bend in the knees. I'm taking a quarter turn because this way is easier for you to view. We're going to be strengthening our quads and our core. Take an inhale, get taller in your heart. When you exhale, tuck your tailbone under, scoop out the belly, roll back a notch and hold, breathe in. Looking straight ahead, exhale, slowly lift your right leg off the ground, push forward through the heel of your foot. Take the leg down with control, inhale. Left side. Good, take that leg down, breathe in. Roll back a bit further, breathing out. Stay here, inhale. Exhale the right leg again, lifting up through leg strength and core strength. Come down, breathing in. Left side again. Lower the leg on an inhale. Then roll back again a bit further. Exhale, I want to do 2 more sets. Breathe in, shoulders down, chest up. Exhale, belly strong, leg lifting, energy through the foot. Leg controls its way down, breathe in. Left side. Take the leg down on an inhale. Let's roll back a bit more. One last time, breathe in. Belly strong, right leg up. Take it down on an inhale. Left leg pulling up. Take the leg down, slowly breathing in. Roll all the way onto the floor when you breathe out, arms beside you. Let's go ahead and bend the knees and ground the feet from here. Knees and feet are hip width. Make sure, remember that the feet, if they're too far forward, this makes it super challenging for our body to do our movements. So your heels are stepped slightly behind the knees. The toes will be slightly in front of the knees, as if your arches were directly underneath. I want us to work into some teasers next. We'll do a couple modified and then we'll build up from there. Note that you don't have to continue to build upon. You can always stay in the modified form. So the roll-ups are fairly similar in terms of a breathing pattern and movement pattern, like our roll-ups, which we had just done a little bit ago. So starting modified, knees bent, feet grounded, arms stretched overhead. Remember to seal the ribs in and imprint your spine. So much like the roll-ups, we're going to begin to peel up on an inhale. As you do, pull the arms forward and clasp behind your knees. Exhale, you're going to lift up your upper body, feet come up, and you come into tabletop teaser. Lightly held on to the backs of thighs, take an inhale. Then on your exhale, round your back, scoop your belly, roll to the floor, and then take your feet to the ground, release the hands, stretch arms overhead. We're gonna do that one more time. Inhale, start the lift, clasp behind. Exhale, as the chest comes up, the feet come up, and you lift legs to tabletop. Pull the shoulder heads back. Stay here, lifted, inhale. And then roll back down, feet to the floor, release hands, arms overhead. That's step 1. Now step 2, if you'd like, start with legs in tabletop. And inhale, start to peel up, clasp behind the thighs. Exhale, straightening the legs, lifting the heart up, toes in line with your forehead. Stay here, breathe in. Exhale, round spine, roll down, rebend knees only to tabletop, release hands, arms overhead. We'll do that one once more. Inhale, start it. Inhale here. Exhale, return back to the earth. Next 2, we're going to do the same in tabletop, but now hands free. Inhale, start lifting, arms start to draw forward. Exhale, instead of clasping behind legs, keep the arms just extended out. Now try to line your arms up with your legs, point your toes, inhale. Exhale, bring it back down, arms overhead. Let's do that once more. Inhale, start it up. Point those toes, reach out through them. Inhale in your high teaser. Exhale, bring it back in. This time, draw the knees all the way to your chest, hands on your knees, rock gently side to side. We're just taking a pause before we move into our full expression of teaser. As an option, if you felt like any one of those levels we just did was enough for you, again, like I had mentioned, you could always stay at that level. These are only options if you wish to take. All right, so full on teaser. We're gonna stretch the legs long and have the toes pointed. So a few key elements to really be focused on to help you get better into form is this idea of separation. Imagine you were divided in your body at your hips between upper and lower half. Both upper and lower half of your body will move at the same time. So simultaneous movement, equal movement. So we don't want the legs to lift higher than the torso, nor torso higher than legs. So try to keep them as equal as possible. Your powerful exhale cinches the core in and helps to lift you up. Stretch the arms overhead, point the toes, squeeze everything in tight. Remember the division. Take an inhale, begin lifting upper and lower half together. Then exhale, like a folding lawn chair, pulling up to high teaser. Stay in high teaser, breathe in. And then again, upper and lower half, slowly come back to the floor at the same time. Let's do 2 more of whichever variation of teaser you'd like. Breath in. Breath out. Stay in your teaser, breath in. Return back to the earth. Exhaling. 1 more time. Inhale, start your movement. Exhale to arrive. Let's stay in our teaser. Don't hold your breath, but hold the space. Legs can always come into tabletop if you're not there already. Breathe. 3, 2, chest up, gaze slightly up. 1. Good. Then draw the knees in around your spine, roll to the mat, and rock gently side to side here. Wonderful. So that was our teasers. All right. I want us to move into some side leg work next. So take your feet to the ground, and we're going to start on our right side this morning for practice. So on your right side, you can either be propped up, right? The head can be propped up with your hand. That does actually really help with your balance and support. But if that strains your neck and shoulder, I want you to take your head all the way down onto the arm, stretched out long. Your body should be in a straight line, and you should be stacked up nicely. Hips stacked, legs stacked, shoulders stacked. Left hand to your hip. That elbow should point straight up to the sky. During these movements, our elbow is going to want to start to pull back. Our elbow is going to want to fall forward. Notice when I personally pull the elbow back, notice what else moves back. My shoulder has shifted back, and my top hip generally will fall back. What that then means is now I'm no longer aligned. My weight has fallen, and I've lost my support. When my elbow comes forward, generally also the shoulder and hip do. So this triangle here, shoulder, elbow, hip, be very aware of this part of your body staying stacked throughout your exercises. Then push out through your heels. Press the entire right side of your body into the floor. Then hover your left leg to begin internal rotation. When you exhale, lift the leg up a little bit higher, use hip strength to do so. Then hover the leg when you breathe in. Again, lifting the leg slow. Hover the leg, breathing in. We're going to do 4 more. Now, as the leg lifts up, also activate your core. Hover, inhale. 3 more, lift and hover. Let's do that twice more. Lift. Good, and hover. 1 last time, lifting the leg up. Okay. Taking the leg to hover, and then pointing the toes as firmly as you can. Feel the leg lock up. Now, externally rotate your thigh. Check your triangle, shoulder, elbow, hip. And then pull that left leg out in front of you just a little bit. So we're gonna have a very subtle forward and back movement of our leg. Because of that triangle I just spoke of will like to move in the opposing direction to try to counterbalance us. Instead, focus on using your center to do that work instead. So left leg slightly out, external rotation, pointed toes. Take those toes, tap them to the ground in front of you twice. Breathe in, tap, tap. Exhale, lift that leg up, high to sky. Then tap behind you on the floor twice. Tap, tap. Lift the leg up high. Again, front of you, tap, tap. Lift. Behind you, upper body nice and steady and still. Let's do 2 more here. To the front. Lift. Behind you, tap, tap. Once more each. To the front. Tap, tap, lift, behind, tap, tap, lift, and then slowly take the leg back to hover. And we're going to maintain that external rotation. On your next breath in, take the left toes, slide them up the inside of your right leg. Pause here. Your knee is bent. Now what happens is the knee starts to fall forward unless you activate your glute and hip muscle. When you do that, the knee then can pull up to the sky without the hip, elbow, or shoulder falling back. Beautiful. From this space, lift that leg, straighten it out, point those toes and reach. Then flex the foot, push out through the heel, slowly return back to hover. We're going to do that a few more times. Pointed toes. Inhale, slide up the inside of the leg, lift it up to the sky. Exhale, flex foot. And take it down to hover. Let's do 2 more. Pointed toes, slide up, inhale, lift up high. Flex foot, hover. Once more, inhaling. Exhaling. Pausing at hover with foot flex. Now we reverse direction. Breath in to lift the leg up. Point toes, slide out on the exhale to hover. Once lengthen out, flex the foot, breathe in, lift. Bend, point. We're doing 2 more of these, noticing that the upper body doesn't shift. So we have to control every bit of movement here. One last time. Flexed foot, lift, bend, point, slide out, return the leg to that internal rotation, and then draw some circles. Last one here. Movement from the hip, core strength for balance. 3, 2, 1. Pause and reverse. Take your time. Movement does not have to be big at all. 3. Bottom side of your body is working. 2, 1. And then let the leg gently come down. Bend the knee to the floor in front of you, tapping out your hip. Okay. So we're going to move next to our bottom leg. So what we'll do here is take the left foot and step it behind our right leg, knees pointing to the sky again. So now our hips are no longer stacked, right? That left hip has pulled back just a little bit, but I don't want the elbow and shoulder to follow. So again, you're stacked upright here. Then take your right leg out in front of you just a little bit further. Flex the foot, hover the leg, and externally rotate to start. This is inner thigh strengthening. This is lower ab strengthening. So with your exhale, lead with heel, lift the leg up, and then take it to hover. Again, lift when you breathe out. Hover when you breathe in, and we'll do 4 more here. 4. Good, hover. Check your triangle, shoulder, elbow, hip. 3 more. Taking it down 2 more times. So we're really, again, isolating to just that right leg having movement. Nothing else in the body does. Once more, leg lifts up, hold here. Inhale, bend your knee, draw it towards the body. Exhale, push away, heel to sky again. Draw the knee in. And then drive it all the way out. We're doing 2 more here. Inhale. Exhale. Once more, breathe it in. Good, breathe it out, hold here, pulse it, pulse it, pulse it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then hold the leg high in stillness for 3, higher, 2, higher, 1, a little bit more. Good, very slowly take the leg to the floor. Good, once you have, we are going to transition to our other side. So however that is easiest for you, we're going to switch off to our left side body next. Again, propped up if it works for you, if not resting on the arm. Line it up, stack it up, create that triangle, shoulder, elbow, hip. Flex your feet. Now your left side, the entire, from the elbow to the foot, pressed to the ground. Hover your right leg, internal rotation. When you exhale, leg is lifting, and then it hovers, breathing in. Again, lift, and then hover. Make sure that thigh keeps rolling inward. 4 more, 4, and then hover. 3 more. Good, hover. 2 more times, lift. Good, hover once more. Lifting leg up and slowly coming down to hover. Once there, point toes. Pull the legs slightly out in front and externally rotate. Now notice if your triangle fell back, which can happen, realign. 2 taps to the floor in front, inhaling, tap, tap. Breath out, muscle strength to lift the leg up, no momentum. Tap behind you twice. Tap, tap, and slowly pull up. Again, in front of you, tapping down twice, lifting. Behind you twice, lifting. Let's do 2 more in each direction. Remember your left side body, anchor it to the floor, help stabilize. Behind, check your triangle, shoulder, elbow, hip, and adjust here if you need to. 1 more each. 2 taps down, breathing in, exhale for the lift. 2 taps behind, inhale, lift, exhale, and then take the legs slowly to hover in line with the rest of your body. Now on your inhale, slide the toes up the inside of your left leg, bending knee, pointing it to the sky. Lift leg up, flex foot, and return to hover. Point the toes. Inhale, slide up, lengthen up, flex up, hover down, exhale. 2 more, pointed toes, inhale, exhale. Once more, pointed toes, slide up, inhale, flex foot, come down, push that heel, and pause at hover. Then we reverse, lift leg up, breathe in, point toes, bend knees, slide out, breathing out, flex foot, lift, bend and point, slide it away. We'll do 2 more, flex, a lot of hip strengthening here to maintain the shape of your body. 1 more time, flex foot, lift, bend, point, slide it out, pointed toes. Internally rotate the leg again, and we draw circles. Belly strong, breathe. 3, 2, 1. Pausing here and then reversing. Breath in, breath out. 5, good. 4, 3, 2, 1. And then let the leg gently come down. Bend the knee to the floor in front. Tap out your hip. Wonderful. So now we get to do our bottom leg, inner thigh. Right foot steps behind that left leg. Hips are no longer stacked. However, elbow still points due north. Our left leg is going to angle out slightly in front. Flexed foot, hovered leg, external rotation. Muscle, muscle. 2 of them focused on. When you breathe out, belly strong, lifting leg. Heel, leading movement. Hover. If you lose the flex, you lose the strength to your inner thigh. Important, yeah? Lift on the exhale. Hover on an inhale. 4 more here. 4. Good, and hover. 3 more. Good, hover. 2 more times, spine lift. Good, hover, check that elbow. Once more, lifting leg and holding it there. Then bending the knee, pulling it in, inhale. Pushing away with control, exhale. Draw in. Drive away. Twice more. Last time, pull it in. Push it out, hold, pulse, pulse, pulse. 3, 2, 1, and then hold high for 5. 4, externally rotate. 3, lift higher. 2, lift a little bit higher. 1, a little bit more. Good, very slowly take the leg to the earth. Once you have, I'd like you to very gently press up to seated. I'd like us to just take a brief moment to stretch out the hips and stretch out the inner thighs. So what I'd like to start off with is the hips. So I'll have you take your right leg, bend it to 90 degrees in front of you. Take your left leg, bend it to 90 degrees behind you. So 90 meaning I don't want the feet to be pulled in close. It's going to lose a bit of the openness to your hips. So having the feet pulled further away is going to give kind of that more stretch to the muscle. Then I'd like you to frame your right leg with both hands and turn your torso to square up to it. Your feet are flexed to support your knees. Push off fingertips to get your heart to lift higher to the sky. And then you start to walk the hands out in front of you. Lean in closer to that leg. Always maintain length of spine. So your heart always trying to reach beyond rather than rounding and pulling back. Breathing into that right hip. You could also play around with what would it be like to kind of turn your torso inward closer to your heel, or to turn away as if you're trying to twist towards your right hip. So again, that's just going to get to different angles, and you may decide to kind of take a swivel here. Swivel, just make sure that the only part that is leading that movement is the chest. It's kind of like this. Right, kind of spanning across the horizon, back and forth. If you are in movement, just take 1 more to each side. Take your time, good and slow, from heel to hip. If you were in movement, just square your torso up to the inner thigh, and then begin to walk the hands in, stack shoulders above your hips. Wonderful. Let's take then that left leg, bring it around to the front. Take the right leg, bring it behind. Again, 90 degrees and flexed feet. Now we're framing the left leg. We're squaring our torso up to the inner thigh. Tented fingers, push off the ground to get taller. Then start to walk the hands out to hinge and get the stretch. And again, you could play with movement, kind of swivel from heel to hip. As an option, not a requirement. Remember, doing what feels right for your body. Every body is different. So what I am doing may not be the same as what you do. If you are in movement, 2 more swivels, right, to hip to heel, back and forth. And after, if you've chosen to move after that last one, you're going to square up to the inner thigh again. You're going to walk the hands in so that you can sit up tall. Once you have, I'm going to I'll have you take your right leg, extend it out to a straddle. And then left leg does the same. I would like you to start with 1 hand in front of you, 1 hand behind you. Either you're going to tense your fingers or you're going to create 2 fists. Either way, you're going to push off the floor to lift your butt off of it. It's a very small lift. And then as the butt comes off the floor, press the hips forward and then sit back into it. It just opens the legs a smidge more. You'll feel it in the inner thighs. And then both hands come around to the front. So Depending upon your body, I'll offer some options. I'm going to take a quick turn sideways so you can see it a little bit better. So here I am sitting upright in straddle. If you find, wow, this is too much, my legs can't quite straighten, my feet are starting to roll forward, I'm losing my posture, I want you to instead take your hands behind you, lean back, but don't fall into the arms. We're not relaxing, we're staying lifted. And then I want you to press forward with your hips. That's still going to offer the stretch. If sitting upright and you're fine and this feels good, stay here. If you want more, hinge forward. The hands can take a step forward. But remember, even though your hands might be out in front of you first, your chest always leads. So I don't want to see this. As soon as you pull away, you lose it. Drawing forward activates. And you're going to breathe into the inner thighs and groin. Big inhales. Long exhales. Again, breath in, breath out. We'll do that one more time. Inhaling. And then on your exhale, walking your hands to your hips, whether that's coming back or walking up so that you stack up. And then I'd like you to take the legs and pull them out in front of you. Just want to check the time to see how much I have left. Sorry, guys. Oh, beautiful. We've got enough time to go through a bit of our ab series. There's usually 5 exercises within this series, all dedicated to our core. We'll do most of them. I know we did one of them earlier in class, so we'll skip over that one. Let's go ahead and just roll onto our back here. So making sure you're sitting at the center so that when you come down, your body's still on your workspace. So let's start with the knees into the chest. So we've already did our first. That generally comes classically with the ab series, the single leg stretch. So we're gonna move right into our double leg stretch. Hands on your knees, spine anchored down, and choosing to keep the head grounded or lifting the head if you want a little bit more heat. When you inhale, I want you to extend your arms and legs away from center. And then exhale, I want you to sweep the arms around and pull the knees to chest. Again, reaching away, pointing through your toes. Sweeping in, exhale. If your head is lifted and you're finding that your neck is straining, I want you to please, please, please take your head to the floor. It's going to immediately release the tension within your neck. It's also going to pull all that energy back to your powerhouse, which is important for us. Let's go ahead and do 4 more of these. 4. Make sure that you're not rushing through these also, right? You're moving along with your breath. Twice more. Last time here. Breathe it in, reach it out. Exhale, sweep it in. If your head was lifted, we're turning it down and then just gently rocking side to side to recover. So the Ab 5 series is just all dedicated, of course, to strengthening our powerhouse. But within that, you then get to focus on kind of different areas of the core. So generally speaking, it's a full-on core exercise. There are a couple that kind of isolate to specific areas. Next, we're going to move into not only a core exercise, but it will also provide a little bit more stretch into the backs of our legs. Our single straight leg, they're also called scissors. So legs lifted to sky, hold behind the right leg and begin to lower the left leg to the earth. That level of lowering is your choice. And then from there, head again can stay grounded or the head can come up, eyes to navel if so, and shoulders plugged up. 2 pulses in with the right leg when you inhale. Switch the legs out when you exhale. Left leg, pulse it in twice. Switch out, breathing out. Continue this movement here. Again, the pulsation, of course, will stretch the hamstrings. The stability of your upper body is due to the strength of your core, the effort of your abdominals, keeping them in strong, keeping the spine rooted down, and maintaining support and control throughout the movement. So not rushing through. Make sure every movement has a purpose. Good. We'll do this for 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. And then let's let the legs meet together at the sky. Knees to body. If the head was up, releasing it down and resting, recovering. Okay. We're going to do 2 more from this series. The next exercise is going to focus mainly on your lower abdominals, which is a fairly trickier area to strengthen. So due to that, the movement itself won't be all that big. Another element we're going to strengthen are the triceps, the backs of arms. So your arms are fairly important within this exercise as well. We're going to go into some hip lifts. So legs back up to the sky, tailbone dropped in, arms close beside, press them firm to the floor. Pointed toes to help keep the legs in strong, and you can squeeze them together tightly as well. Take a breath in. Use your arms, push into the floor, exhale, hips come off the ground. And they plop back in. So this is quick and punchy. So legs like a rocket ship. We're not swinging them back. We are vertically lifting. So the lower abdominals have to activate to get the hips to come up. Will your hips lift all the way off the floor? Maybe. Also, maybe not, and that is okay. We don't have to expect it to happen, but we do have to expect to visually and mentally activate the lower abdominals to help with the lift. Let's do 4 more. Couple more. 1 more time. Good, and then recover, rest, release. All right, we're to our last and final. We're going to do a non-traditional version of crisscross. Crisscross is generally a small rotative movement of the upper body to activate the waistline, but we're going to turn this into a little bit more of a full body movement. So what I'd like you to do here is stretch your legs down to the floor, reach your arms overhead, and create the letter X with your body. So your hands and your feet essentially kind of at either corner of your mat at all 4. We're going to be working with opposites, arm and leg. There's going to be a lift up first. Then right at the end, you're going to take a little twist over, which is then going to do the activation for your obliques. We'll start with the right arm and the left leg. Take it inhale. On your exhale, arm, leg, head, and shoulders. Lift up first, then right at the end, take a twist. Arm crossing over leg. And then return down, breathe in. Then other side, left arm, right leg, lifting up first, then taking a twist right at the end, and then coming back down, breathing in. Continue to alternate. Very nice. Lift upward first, then rotate towards the end. Make sure you're breathing in deep. Let's do 2 more to each. One more each. Good, coming back down. Let's go ahead and walk the legs together, point the toes. Reach the arms straight back behind interlaced fingers, press the palms away. Let's arch the back here and breathe into the front body. Deep inhale. Big exhale. Again, breath in. Breath out. Once more, inhaling. As you exhale, release the hands, circle the arms down, draw the knees in, hands on knees. Begin to rock yourself forward and back, up and down your spine, until you can rock all the way up to seated. Once you have, cross your legs. Lift your chest up, draw your shoulders back, and pull your belly in. Arms are down beside you with palms facing sky. Inhale, take the arms, reach them out, and lift them up overhead. Touch your hands above you, and then exhale, pull your hands down to midline, to heart space. Twice more. Inhale, sweep down, out, and up. Exhale, connect and pull in. One more time. Breathe in long in the sides. Exhale to your heart. Keep the hands there. Bring your chin to your chest and close your eyes. Take this brief moment just to thank yourself
for showing up to the practice, being dedicated to movement, breath work, and connection, to give your body this opportunity of stretching, strengthening, and understanding. Thank you guys very much for another wonderful class. Enjoy this one. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you next week. Namaste.
All right, you guys, so enjoy this one. Do when you can. Take it as many times as you wish, and then I will see you all next week. Enjoy.